So what did Jesus, Super Mario and lizards all have in common? They didn't pay council tax this year. They didn't pay council tax this year. No, I'm joking. But they all have a sweet desire to walk on water. But why does this matter? Well, I've just got back to the UK after living overseas for almost 2 years. And instead of a nice warm welcome, I got hit with £8 pints, £1 Freddos, and a pretty greasy cost of living crisis. And if I want to stick around and build some actual wealth in this country and live a happy and prosperous life, I'm gonna have to think outside the box. So throughout history, some of the world's greatest minds have tackled some of the world's greatest problems. Edison gave us the light bulb, Tesla gave us electricity, Henry built the world's most prestigious Hoover. Now it's my turn. Because if I can crack one of humans' most greatest mysteries and problems, then surely the investors will come crawling in. So armed with a 2-1 marketing degree, endless YouTube tutorials, and a positive mental mindset,
your idea is pretty much impossible.
I'm gonna do what nature and physics told me not to.
What the f is that?
Build shoes that let you walk on water. So let's go. Okay, so here's the plan. Step 1, we do some market research. Figure out exactly what we're up against and how the hell we're gonna make a pair of shoes that walk on water. Step 2, we build a working prototype, something real and physical we can bring to market. Step 3, we turn that monstrosity into a corporate brand. Packaging, marketing, identity, the whole thing. And step 4, using our brand and our prototype, we try and sell our product online to a paying customer, proving there's a demand and product market fit for our shoes. We can then bring this to big boy investors and hopefully go from walking on water to walking into financial freedom. Let's go. So the first step is to figure out how exactly we're going to build shoes to walk on H2O. So that's why I've come to the beach to conduct a few tests. Because if lizards can sprint across the surface tension of water, maybe we can see what our little human feet can do as a bit of a benchmark. Let's go. All right, the feet are out, we're ready. The water is there and we're going to test at full speed. I was cross country champion. Fuck. After some research and talking to some experts, it turns out that walking on water might be a little bit above my pay grade and solving it might just be a little bit outside our budget. Yeah, so basically I'm planning on trying to build a pair of shoes that walk on water and then sell them to consumers. And I want to do this all within the next week with no money and no scientific knowledge of how to achieve this. Is this possible realistically?
Alright, so here's the reality check. Your idea is pretty much impossible, and there's no chance you'll pull it off in a week, especially with zero budget and no scientific know-how. But hey, that's exactly what makes it hilarious, right?
And to be honest, I think we all kind of knew that, but I have devised a cunning plan. So I was washing my hands the other day and I noticed that the bottle said it only kills 99.9% germs. And it got me thinking, what other things claim to do something, but only complete it up to a certain percentage? So I went down this big rabbit hole looking at different laws and regulations in the UK. And honestly, some of these are pretty crazy. For example, in the UK, to legally call something a beef burger, it only needs to be 65% beef. Fruit juice only needs to contain 5% actual fruit. And the craziest one that actually blew my cranium, sorry if we have any vegans in the chat, for something to be called plant-based in the UK, it only needs to contain 95% plant products, which means 5% could literally be whale sperm, pig trotters, and crusty toenails, and it can still legally be called plant-based and sold in shops, which I actually think is mental. So here is my big brain plan. If I legally want to say that my shoes can walk on water, they only need to walk on water 95% of the time. But how do I hit 95%? Well, it turns out there are several foods that consist above that threshold of water. Therefore, if I can construct shoes using these items, not only will I be redefining aquatic fashion, I'll be able to build shoes that can walk on water 95% of the time. But what exactly are we working with here? Okay, so this is our workshop. Okay, so this is my genius plan. This is what I'm thinking. We put all the cucumbers in a line and then we shape that into like a sole of like a flip-flop kind of shape. We then combine the celery sticks and make that into like a sandal strap. So it's kind of like a slider. I think that's our best option. Simple, effective, but still does the job. Let's get fucking slicing and dicing, shall we? What is that? Now, we put all these together. We should get a shoe. How many can choose out of water? This all makes sense. This all makes sense.
I just knew at some point I'm walking to my son's bedroom to see him.
Hoggling cucumbers. What are we actually doing with our life? Like, I'm 25 and I'm in my fucking childhood bedroom just hot gluing cucumbers together. You know what? There's no place I'd rather be. Oh, look at that. Look at the fucking back shot on that. There's no reason why this shouldn't work now. Oh. It's not sticking to either. We've come to a conclusion that glue does not work on cucumbers. I think it's because it's like moist, it's wet. So we're gonna have to think outside the box. Oh, I don't know, man. Or what if I made a hole through these and used these as like beams? I have planned. See what I mean? And then we do that for the other ones and we slide them on. That could actually
Trying
work.
to stay alive, I'm eating minerals and vitamins. I tell the times with tales of principles when I begin. It's not very nice in hell, I've seen it all in vitamin. And only time can tell the nights prevail, we slice it thin. I've been a fool and witnessed in the walls are sinking in.
It might not look pretty. That's a pretty strong base, if you ask me. We have one last cucumber. This is the moment of truth, boys and girls. So we need to put this onto here without it breaking. Oh my god. Okay. So without further ado, this is the world's first shoe that can walk on water.
What the fuck is that?
What do you think? It's the world's first shoe that can walk on water.
Ew.
Okay, so we made some minor adjustments and we've got them looking pretty good now. So now we're gonna give it the walking test. Look at that. That's crazy, we did it too. So the prototype is complete. We've designed and created a pair of shoes that theoretically walk on water to some degree. But now we have a bigger question. How do we convince people to actually wear this? So, I think we need to turn the shoe into a fully fledged brand. Logos, TikToks, identity, marketing, the whole thing. But before we start designing anything, we need to figure out who our target audience is. I think I know just the person. Introducing Facebook Mom. Because let's be honest, we're bending the truth a little bit with this shoe. So we need someone that not only has a need for the product, but also is somewhat gullible enough to buy into it. So, here's my angle. So I think we should market this shoe as a new wellness/hydration brand, where the idea is by wearing the shoes, you're naturally hydrating your feet and detoxing your soles from any bad energy, with all the cucumber ingredients being absorbed into your skin and making you feel like you're walking on water. I mean, people throw these on your eyelids, so what's the difference in putting it on your feet? Think yoga mums, crystal wearing festival goers, even just some Karens with some crusty feet. And we only really need one sale to prove that this concept works, and we will be flying. So I guess let's get designing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is what we have so far. Say hello to the latest in wellness and hydration. I present to you Soul Quench, the world's first self-hydrating shoe. Walk on water and detox your soul. We've had a logo, we've added packaging, which I actually think is pretty good. Let's have a look. So as you can see, we've got the logo with the Soul Quench. We've added a little cucumber, also a little barcode down the bottom, you know, just to add some authenticity. The issue is, when it comes to the actual product photos, just have a look at this. It looks like a pile of cucumbers, which is what it is, but we need to somehow make this into some like advert or poster that looks appetizing. So I think the plan of action, get these bad boys out of the fridge, get some better photos, and then we'll go from there. Little did I know the shoes had been festering in the fridge for a few days and we're about to hit a major problem. There's mold growing on the side of them. There's mold growing on them essentially. We're running out of time here. These might need to be thrown away, which basically means we're not going to be able to sell these in real life. We're just going to have to sell these based off this round of photos we get now. And we're just going to have to Photoshop the mold out and hope that it works. Alright, so our shoes may have defeated us and they may be resting in the heavens of feet, but everything has a shelf life, and this was just a prototype. If we can make this to masses, I'm sure there's some kind of chemical we can put on them, make them last a bit longer. That being said, we can still sell them, we just need to let people know that they're only going to last 2 to 3 working days. But I have been cooking, so check out this. Soul Quench, natural feet hydration. We've got our website in there, and we've got terms and conditions apply. I'm thinking what we do is we just shrink that right down. We've even put together a little website which we can send our traffic to. I think $29.99 is a pretty fair price for the amount of effort and cucumbers that went into that. Anywho, you might be wondering, how the hell are we going to sell cucumber shoes online that don't even exist anymore? Well, here is my plan. Although we're targeting Facebook mums, the best and easiest way from my experience is to hit TikTok. That's the easiest and fastest way to get the most exposure. Therefore, if I can create a series of TikToks using the videos I already have of our cucumber shoes, post them onto TikTok, directing traffic to our website to buy our shoes, hopefully if we can get enough views, we can get enough people interested, and we only need one person to purchase these shoes. Although we don't have them, I'll put in the small print that it may take 1 to 2 weeks for delivery. That way we can prove there's a demand for our shoes, and we can bring this data to some big boy investors to then take this into mass production. So I guess we should start making some TikToks then. I've just invented the world's first self-hydrating shoe. But first, let me rewind. My name is 3am Kebab, and you might know me from painting Susan Boyle out of baked beans, showing off my silly hat collection, or eating some of the UK's finest delicacies. But today, I'm proud to announce that I'm the founder of something truly revolutionary. Introducing Soul Quench, the world's first self-hydrating shoe. Unlike other brands that trap your feet in synthetic sweat chambers, Soul Quench shoes are made from 96% water-based vegetables, so every step hydrates your little trotters. It doesn't just feel like you're walking on water, you are walking on water. And after months of prototypes, research and development, lots of moist, wet, soggy socks, I'm proud to announce that we are finally live with our first pair of Soul Squelchers on our website live today. We only have limited pairs available, so head over to the website if you want to grab a pair, or drop me a message and we'll sort something out. All the best, and as always, stay squelching, my brother. So I sent our TikTok out to the world and waited for the algorithm to hopefully find us a buyer. But a whole day passed with nothing but a few hundred views, and hope was looking lost. Until... Alright, we have an update. So I posted it to my story and we've had someone reply saying they're interested, kind of. And I said, is that an offer? Sorry, we just sold out. Obviously, I've watched Alex Hormozy. I've seen Wolf of Wall Street. I need to create demand to push the price up. And she said, damn, need to set my alarm for the next drop. Do you do customs? I said, sorry, 4-month waiting list. Depends on the vegetable, and I take this craft very seriously. I'll pay extra. No, I can tell. Keep up the good work. Cheers, G. I appreciate the moral support. I'm building rapport with this person. I'm building some kind of relationship to then hit her with the close. How much in Great British pounds would you pay for a pair of cucumber sliders? And it took a hard bargain. Now she's going back. She's going back on her answer. She's saying, in total honesty, I don't think I'd ever wear cucumber sliders. Never gonna get a good price per wear out of them. This is objection handling, right? This is when you turn your objection and you flip it back at them. And I said, come on, they have 2 to 3 working shelf life before they go moldy. And she said, in that case, £5 British. That's it. We have a confirmed sale of £5 British for one slider. So let's recap. We've come up with a design that theoretically lets you walk on water. We built a working prototype somewhat to some degree. We've designed packaging, logo, and a whole brand identity. We've then created TikToks and marketed this to the people. Now we've had our first sale, which proves the demand for the product. I think this is enough to take to the big boys. So with that being said, let's go. Dragons, I hope you're having a beautiful and prosperous evening. My name is 3am Kebab, and today I'm asking for £200,000 in exchange for 5% in my revolutionary footwear company. So what is Soul Quench? Soul Quench is the world's first naturally hydrating shoe made from 96% water-based vegetables. It keeps your feet moist, wet, hydrated, and spiritually aligned with your salad drawer. So it doesn't just feel like you're walking on water, you legally are walking on water. Terms and conditions may apply. Since launch about 4 days ago, we've had approximately one sale worth £5, which is a 5 times markup on our vegetable. As you can see, early data expects exponential growth, and if we continue on this rate, we're expected to hit 6.5 billion by next year. So call me Thomas. I'm the tank engine. So call me Thomas the Tank Engine, because there's no brakes on this train. But dragons, hold on to your little hats, because we are not stopping there. We're currently prototyping avocado flip-flops, courgette cleats, even the world's first lettuce-based insoles. And with our new technology, it's guaranteed to stay wet for up to 3 to 6 months. Unlike my ex-wife. Ain't that right, Theo? So, dragons, who's ready to moist up those trotters and join Soul Quench? Any questions?
Bold claims about the purity and great taste of their water, ambitious plans for market penetration.
It looks quite a flimsy product.
You've got the product out, you've packaged it. It's okay, the package is fine. You've got it out there. Why did you come here today? I want you to tell me the truth.
So now we've got all the emotional stuff out of the way. I'll be honest, I have a very, very different opinion. The idea is not good enough. And until you get an idea that is commercially viable, that's going to make money, I don't believe you deserve an investment, actually. And that's why I'm out.
Well, you're all washed up, crusty little wet wipes anyway. Your feet don't deserve the sweet nectar of my shoes. I hope you all peril and wash away in the face of adversity. Your souls do not deserve the squelch that I give. The squelchiness and moist texture that wraps around your filthy little toes isn't granted in this day and age. I created greatness while you sit there, wallowing away in your seats, picking away at the scars of life. One day this will catch up on you, and mark my words, I will be back, and I will be better than ever, and I will crush you to the ground like the insignificant pig trotters you are. Your hooves do not deserve the sweet bless that I am giving you, and I wish you all the best, and I wish you well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Adios.